Good morning, lady bosses. 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, and what a crazy morning it's been. Oh my goodness. First off, in Southeast Pennsylvania, it's a damp, rainy morning, so it was one of those days that just made it so tempting to just stay in bed. And then, I don't know, I had 50 emergency phone calls, so I feel like I'm coming here today just a little bit scattered, but we're going to get focused and we're going to talk about branding, because if you're not successfully branding yourself, hopefully you'll see by the end of this little session how important it is and how critical it's going to be to really promoting and growing your business. Somebody's here. Say hi so I can see who you are. It's not telling. Sometimes it tells me when people join and sometimes it doesn't. So all I see is a little one person watching and I don't know who it is. But anyway, whoever you are, good morning. All right. So hopefully anybody who comes in late, it's Lori. Hi, Lori. Well, no, maybe it's not Lori. Maybe Lori just came in, or Lori was here, but now we have two people. But anyway, I haven't seen Lori in a long time. It's been probably a half an hour since my morning meeting that I saw her in. So anyway, there's going to be some good stuff in here that Lori can help everybody with today too. So let's get rolling. Hopefully if you come in late, you rewind, just watch the beginning to catch what you missed. Anyway, we're going to talk about branding today. So first, what is branding? I'm assuming we all know what it is, but maybe we don't. But what is branding? Bottom line. Hey, Jane, good morning. Branding is marketing yourself in a way that brings you top of mind to people when they need something, or when somebody they talk to needs something. Think golden arches, okay? There's nowhere in the world you go that people don't associate golden arches with McDonald's, okay? That's like some big successful branding. We want to brand you to be just as successful. So when people think pet sitters, there's no question, it's Jane Deegan. Or they want to do a branding photography session, they think Lori Kiefer. So you want to brand yourself so well that there's absolutely no question when people hear a need, or, locally we have a Facebook group called 422 Families. People are always looking for people there. They're always like, hey, does anybody know a photographer? Does anybody know somebody who cleans houses? Whatever. You want to be the person they think of. You want to be top of mind. That's when you know you've successfully branded yourself. When people are thinking of you immediately when they're hearing about a certain business or whatever. So, first off, let's talk about some ideas for how to successfully brand yourself. I think the first most important thing is defining your audience. Now, for myself, for my health coaching practice, that literally took me a few years to really define my audience, because I just thought, everybody needs to get healthy. My audience is everyone. And you know what? It's not. And you need to begin to think about that in a little bit of a different way. Because if you're trying to talk to everyone, your message is going to be really, really diluted. So I think the best way to determine who your audience is to bring it back to you and say, what is it that makes you especially passionate about what you do? Because there might be 10 women in the room who do the same thing I do, but each one of us may have a different passion that fuels us about that same identical business. So I'll give you an example with my health coaching. Do you know what I just realized? I'm going to try and do this better late than never. I just hit my thing and realized, I got to be careful when I hit that, because I always hit my microphone and I forgot to put it on. And if I don't wear it, it makes a really echoey, weird noise. So I'm going to stick it on. Hopefully the sound will be better. Just somebody give me a thumbs up after I plug it in. Make sure it's still working. Okay, we're plugged in. Can you still hear me? Somebody thumbs up. Jane, Lori, I know there's a little bit of a lag, so it always takes a second. Yeah? Are you hearing me? Yes. I think, okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So anyway, 10 coaches in a room, 10 health coaches. Okay. With my health coaching business, the thing that makes me passionate about it, because I'm a totally left brain thinker, I'm a logical thinker, is all the medical credibility behind it. Because I won't promote anything if the numbers aren't right, if the statistics aren't there, if the clinical studies haven't been done. Don't just tell me one doctor endorsed something and so it's like the best thing since sliced bread, because I'm sorry, anybody can find one doctor to endorse anything. But when I look at the level of medical credibility behind the weight loss program I use, that's what sells me. That's what fuels me. It's the medical credibility. It's the numbers, what happens. I've got a client who just finished up his first month. And yeah, he lost 25 pounds in a month, which is like off the charts exciting. But 3 days into it, he was off his high blood pressure meds. That's what fuels me. That's what makes me passionate. And if I'm marketing to people and being true to my passion, that's what's going to mean something to them. Because that's something I've had people say a million times is like, you're really passionate about what you do. And that's because I'm being true to the thing about my business that fuels me and that fuels my passion. Now, another health coach, we learn with our health coaching that it's community and it's support and it's the coaching that really helps people to be successful. And hands down, that's true. You know why I know that's true? Because there are clinical studies that proved it. Okay, there I go, left brain again. But if you're the person, hey, Janet, hey, Thea, nice to see you today. If you're the person that's fueled by the community and you love to get together and have parties at your house and show people how to eat healthy and all that, that is awesome. You've got to be true and speak that passion to people. Now, if I try and speak that passion to people, it's going to fall flat because it's going to be real obvious that that's not my passion. So we're all going to attract a different tribe, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. I'm going to attract, because of my left brain thinking, I'm going to attract corporate people. I'm going to attract men who are just like, tell me what to do and I'll do it. I don't need the parties. I don't need the coaching. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. They're the people I attract because that's where my passion is. Whereas if Janet's passion, if she's a social butterfly and an extrovert and she loves to have parties, she might have parties every month and have a house full of people, but she's going to attract people who want to do that, who love being with other people and having that good time and sharing ideas and all that. So define what the passion is about what you do, because that's what's going to set you apart and that's going to help you attract your tribe. And here's the thing now, when you're branding yourself, I'm not going to try and sell myself to everybody. I can't market to everybody because, again, it's a diluted message. But my target's going to come down really small when I realize the people I'm talking to, my audience, might be more corporate people. So I might market to them in a way that, look, I know you're in and out of meetings all day. You don't have time to worry about a healthy diet. So let's talk and let's put something together that's really simple that you don't even have to think about. Okay, that's going to be my market. So defining your audience is what's going to help you know how to brand yourself and, just everything you need to know about marketing yourself. Because again, that's going to be what sets you apart. Another thing with me is I've got just a kind of dark sense of humor, and people are going to be attracted to it or turned off by it. But again, you want to be true to your passion, to describe that. Like in January on Facebook, I might be posting a picture of a really fat cat and saying, don't tell me you gained weight over the holidays. You were fat in August. Just stupid stuff. But that's the kind of stuff that I find really funny. And I'm not afraid to be a little dark. So anyway, figure out who you are and what your passion is. And then go a little step further. What value do you bring to what you do that other people don't? Morning, Jessica. Okay, we have a gal in the group who has a dental practice. She's a dentist. And that's something I thought about. What does she bring to her practice maybe that other dentists don't? And hey, Amy, I can't remember exactly, but in the beginning, I feel like she even talked about like picking patients up and taking them home because they had no way to get there, which is like over and above. But think about a dentist maybe who might offer anesthesia, or a dentist who, specifically deals with children, a pediatric dentist. What is the value you bring that other dentists don't, or that other people who do what you do don't bring? Figure out your value and then capitalize on that. That's how you want to brand yourself. That's how you want to market yourself. So, we live in a world where there are so many female entrepreneurs. There are so many small women-owned businesses today. And there are a million of us doing a very similar thing. A million life coaches, a million health coaches, a million people in MLMs and, network marketing, direct sales and all that stuff. There's so much competition. But what sets you apart? Figure out what value you bring and what sets you apart. Because you know what? People aren't coming to me because they want my diet. People aren't coming to you because they just, need to get their teeth cleaned. So you're the dentist down the block, or, you're the videographer, the video editor, or the photographer they know. No, they're coming because of you. So you've got to brand yourself honestly, be passionate about the thing that just fuels you about what you do, because you're what people aren't buying your product, they're buying you. So successful branding is really promoting yourself in a way that people get to know you. So you build that know, like, trust factor. That's where it comes from. You're the thing that people are buying. So don't forget that. Now, I can't suggest this strongly enough. And I told Lori I might have a little, little reference to her here, but have a professional branding session done. Some of you might be in a place where you absolutely can't even think about affording that yet. I figure that out, maybe barter with someone, but I'll tell you what, even if you think you can't afford it, you need to invest in your business. You really do need to spend money to make money. And this will go such a long way for a lot of reasons. First off, it will give you not just a headshot. I mean, you get a great headshot, but it's also going to give you all kinds of professional images of what you do, maybe doing what you do, that you can use on your website, that you can use in social media, that you can use in flyers. But then when you have it done, the key is to use it consistently across all platforms, so that no matter where people go, no matter what people do, you're recognizable. That's how you build a brand. Golden arches, right? Same thing. Lori did a branding session with me a couple years ago, and one of the pictures I really loved and zeroed in on was just a picture of me holding an apple. And that apple's been everywhere. If I bought ads in our little Rotary programs for different shows and stuff, it was there. It was everywhere. So when people saw that, they knew it was me. They knew I was a health coach. You really, you are your brand. Lori just said it, and that's it. It's not what you're selling, it's you. So have somebody professional help you put photos together so that you can present yourself in the best way possible, so people can see who you are. That's what people are being drawn to. And go a step farther and figure out even like brand colors and what's your brand style going to be. That's important too, because again, it's just the consistency, so that everywhere people see you, it's consistent. And so it just builds you more in their mind. It brings you more top of mind with people, so that if anybody's asking, who's a health coach, who's a photographer, you're the person they think of. So it's really critical. So really consider, if you haven't had that done, and we got a gal right in the group who does it, but if you haven't done that, that's really something worthwhile to think about. Okay, now here's the topic of the session, and here's what I want to get to now. Are you successfully branding yourself? Maybe you already think you are, but are you? Here's some ways to test that. Okay, now probably your biggest audience today is across social media. So let's talk about that first. My recommendation would be not just for you, but ask a friend to do this with you. Ask somebody to just go to your Facebook page or your Instagram page and just scroll for about 30 days worth of activity and see what's there. If they scroll a 30-day period, is there any question in their mind about what you do? Because if they look at 30 days and all you're posting are cute kittens and puppies and, funny little memes and this and that, I mean, that's all fun stuff. But if they walk away having no idea what you do, then you haven't successfully branded yourself. So that's really critical to take an objective look at. And that's why maybe you shouldn't look at it alone, but ask a friend to look at it with you and give you some honest critique. Another thing is, you want to make it really clear, but you don't want to overdo it. If you're posting every single day about your product, or you're posting every single post about your product, people are going to scroll by and don't even want to hear it anymore. I had a girlfriend years ago ask me, what does my Facebook look like? What is your impression? I said, honestly, when I see your posts, they're always about your product. I said, there's nothing there that's opening a door to let me get to know you. And it's really important because, again, your brand is you. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. So it's not going to be about showing him what's the sale today, what's the sale tomorrow, order by midnight and I'll send you a free gift. That's not going to work. So you really have to balance it with living out loud a little bit and opening a door to your life so people can see a little bit of you. So don't be afraid. You can maybe put an actual strategy together where maybe you post 3 times a day and one of the posts is personal. Just a picture of you or talking about something you're doing or something your family did this weekend, just something personal to let them know a little bit more about who you are, what you like to do in your downtime. And then maybe one post about your business and maybe another post that's something inspirational or a joke or something funny. And it could still be something that ties to your business. If I'm in health coaching, it could be a healthy recipe. In addition to maybe saying something more about my business. But make sure you balance it so people aren't just inundated with the product, because that is not going to fly and people are just going to shut you down. They're not even going to see what you're posting after a while. So make sure there's a good balance and have somebody look at that with you to give you some ideas. So that's the social media part of it. In the personal part of it, how are you actually living your life? Okay, if I'm a health coach and all my Facebook, we're going to social media for a minute, but if every time we go out or any one of my Facebook posts is me sitting, having a beer and pizza and being lazy and, just not taking care of myself at all, then what kind of integrity is there in what I'm doing? You have to be living your brand and there has to be integrity behind it. If you're somebody who isn't somebody who helps people organize and declutter, but they walk into your house and you're like just this side of being a hoarder, is that somebody you're ever going to feel comfortable recommending to someone? Because there's no integrity. It's like, oh my gosh, like it hurts my head to go in a house like that because I'm like so, OCD about being organized. But how in the world could I recommend somebody like that to help somebody declutter if they live in clutter that's this high in piles all over their house? So that's just one example. Or who's going to send anybody to me as a health coach if I do not live a healthy lifestyle in any way? Now there are times I go out with friends. Now, believe me, folks, you're not going to go out with me and see me always eating chicken Caesar salad, because my bigger intention is to teach people how to change their lifestyle and how to change their relationship with food, which means it's totally okay to go out and have beer and pizza. And I totally go out and have beer and pizza, but that's not my lifestyle 100% of the time. Ask Lori. Every single Tuesday morning in my morning meeting, I'm eating a veggie omelet and I'm not having toast. I try and make sure I stick to a healthy lifestyle 90% of the time. And 10% of the time, which might be some of the times I go out to dinner with my friends, I think it's important for them to see that, yes, I can have a beer and I can have pizza and that's totally okay. But that is not my lifestyle. I've just changed my relationship with food so that it doesn't control me anymore. I'm in control of it. And yeah, I've kept my weight off for 8 years and I'm much healthier than I've been. That's the message I want to portray. But make sure the way you're living your life is supporting what you do so that people will feel the integrity and they'll feel you're passionate about it and you're the person they're going to think of when they want to do business. So look at those two things. Look at your life. And again, don't be afraid to ask a friend to help you. Look at your life. Look at your presence on social media and see if people can clearly see what you do and if they clearly know what you do. I network all over town. I've got a networking group. I'm in a women's networking group. I'm actually in about 4 networking groups plus the Rotary, but people in those groups know so well. I love that in Pottstown, so many people have done my plan that if somebody says, oh my gosh, you look great. How did you lose weight? They just say, call Donna Manley. It's just I've really successfully branded myself locally so people know who I am, but that's because I really made sure I was visible and I'm connected to my community and working with those people. But listen, if you don't have time to do that, you can totally accomplish that right in social media. It doesn't have to be live. You can do a lot just through social media. But if you can do both, it's just going to be more bang for your buck. So again, ladies, we live in a time there has never been so much competition. There have never been so many coaches. And when I started doing this, my lady bosses, which is like, I have so much passion and I'm enjoying doing this so much that I remember asking people before I launched it, I said, but what I'm doing isn't different than what a million other business coaches are doing. Like, am I wasting my time? And the answer was no, because the difference is you. And that's so true, because even though there are a million, there are going to be people Hey, Michelle, thank you. There are going to be people whose voices you just don't hear. And listen, we all know it, right? You know, your husband comes home one day and says, oh my gosh, do you know what I learned today? Blah, 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 blah. And you're thinking, okay, I've only told him that 100 times. How? And he just heard that for the first time from Joe. But they're just different voices you're going to hear, or maybe you're going to hear it today. You're going to hear it, and today it's something you needed to hear, where maybe you heard it 100 times before, but you didn't need it then. So the difference is you need it now. So don't minimize that. There's tons of competition, but find out who's your audience, what is the value you bring, and then go with that. But again, make sure there's no question when you look at your social media or when you live your life out loud that people know what you do. That's the critical part. So that's it, man. We're right at 21 minutes. Anybody have any questions? Otherwise, we will wrap it up for the day. But so good to spend Tuesday morning with you ladies, as always. And if you missed the beginning, go back and just check it out. And again, don't forget, if we hit 300 members, we're halfway there. By the end of the year, $100 Amazon gift card to the member who brought in the most new members. So please feel free to share this information. I would love to have more ladies in the group. The more the merrier, the more people there are, the more we can learn from each other. Okay, ladies, good being with you. Have a great day. If you're in Southeast Pennsylvania, stay dry, stay warm, and we'll talk to you next week. Have a good one.